We're here today on RealAgriculture.com for the beef market update with Ann Dunford of the Gateway Livestock Exchange. Good afternoon, Ann.
Hi there.
Okay, Ann, 3 weeks ago we did our last update. We were looking a little bit more optimistic. In retrospect, how do you look back?
Well, Sean, no question. Going back to when we last visited, we just come through some big numbers both in the U.S. and Canada. We were looking at some tighter supplies, or what should have been some tighter supplies in November, expecting a bit of a rally based on that, and often some demand rally that we pick up in November and heading into the year-end parties. And I guess we got a bit, but it was such a quick flash in the pan. I think one of the biggest surprises for me is how fast this U.S. market rolled over after it made its 88-cent high there at the end of October. So yeah, we were wrong. Thought it would last longer. I guess now we got to go back to the drawing board and say, okay, whoa, why did this market come off from 84 already to 80? Sorry, from 88 to already at 84 cents in Texas this week, and we're still in November. Nebraska cattle traded at 82 cents last week. Bigger numbers still lie ahead in December, January, February. Can we stop the slide, or do we start to see U.S. cattle getting priced even possibly below 80 cents? So big surprise, and again, lots of things pointing to demand, this recession taking a bigger toll than I think we ever thought, and for a longer period of time than many of us thought as far as demand is concerned.
So why is the market rolled over so much? Is it due just to the recession, or is there some other factors?
Well, we've got big supplies. I mean, we placed a lot of, we saw the cattle on feed report come out of the U.S. on Friday. On-feed numbers are up 1% as of October 1, but I think when you really start to dig into the report itself, the category, the 800-pound plus category, continues to be the weight category that sees the bulk of the placements going into. It was up 9.5% over last year for September placements of that 8.5 weight plus category. So again, the numbers are bunching up for this winter. What lies directly in front of us, December, January, February, has been heavily placed against. And unfortunately, that's kind of lying, or the die is cast, if you will, for coming out of November and into the last month and the first 2 months of next year. So
really, like you said, the die has been cast. We have cattle on feed on both sides of the border. As we move through the winter here, is it really about a story of what's going to pull us out of this? Is a story of demand?
Well, demand is obviously critical. I mean, we've got the supply, like I say, or like you just said, we know what the supply situation looks like. There's lots of them. What we're seeing so far is consumers still struggling out there. Unemployment's still running high. We've seen the StatsCan number come out on UI insurance claims still up here in September in Canada. So both countries struggling. And I think a key message back to us trying to sell one of the higher priced proteins into this kind of environment is getting value for middle meats, which is historically where we've got a lot of our value from, the rib and the loin cuts. That's not happening, and I don't think we better expect that's going to happen. Hamburger products are selling well. The lower end consumers are very clearly saying we'll buy beef, but it's going to be the value proposition that they're looking for. So that's been a struggle, and I guess unfortunately, until we see some positive signs as far as what's happening on Main Street, we talk about what's happening on Wall Street, but what's happening on Main Street is continuing to be a consumer that's being very cautious, saving their money, and not eating out.
So basically on what's happened here, we've as we talked before in these segments, is about the cow kill. Can we expect that just to kind of continue here until this demand story does pick up?
Well, again, remember, lots of seasonality to cow kill. So our biggest cow kills happen in October and November. We've just come through some very large cow kills, especially here in the province of Alberta. Both plants here have dedicated a good chunk of their kill space capacity to cows. That will, just from a seasonal perspective, change as we get out past the middle of December. Supply of cows just because of our production practices tend to change. But again, the message has been all through 2009, the rate that we're continuing to process cows at, that we're continuing to send these cows to town at, is a liquidation rate. So we're continue to downsize the herd across North America. It's not just Canada that's happening in. And we're going to look at a smaller calf crop next year. Until the cow-calf producer sees a different signal from a profitability, and that's the key word, and until we can start to talk about that, cow-calf producers are pretty much set on selling cows down.
Yeah, understandable. Okay, thanks a lot, Ann. Really appreciate it.